Hello and welcome to Sleep Decoding. Tonight, we will embark on a long journey, a journey deep into the quietest mysteries of the cosmos. This is a place where your mind can escape the narrow confines of the room, escape the ticking clock, to drift into a vast space without borders. Out there, far beyond the atmosphere, the universe is operating on an infinitely slow rhythm. It is the rhythm of billions of years. In that world, the worries of a long day on Earth become infinitely small and vanish like a speck of dust in the wind. Astronomy is often known for huge numbers and violent explosions. But tonight, we will look at astronomy from a different angle, the angle of peace. We will learn about black holes bending time, turning a moment into eternity. We will listen to the lowest musical notes of the universe and witness tired light sinking into sleep. If you love these quiet journeys, I invite you to like, subscribe, or share a thought below. Your support helps souls looking for sleep find this shelter. But for now, all you need to do is rest. Take a slow breath, hold the stillness, and breathe out the noise of yesterday. Your body is softening. Your mind is expanding. Let's begin. Gravity is the architect of time. We often think of time as a river flowing steadily, straight, unstoppable. But Albert Einstein, in his theory of general relativity, taught us a strange and poetic truth. That river of time can be bent. Gravity is not just the force holding our feet on the ground. Gravity is the invisible hand weaving the fabric of reality. When you approach a massive object, like a black hole or a neutron star, the powerful gravity there will stretch space and stretch time as well. This is not an illusion. This is a physical phenomenon called gravitational time dilation. Atomic clocks on GPS satellites orbiting Earth run slightly faster than clocks on the ground because they experience less gravity. But at the edge of a supermassive black hole, this effect becomes extreme. A minute passing at the edge of a black hole could be as long as a century passing on Earth. What does this mean for your sleep tonight? It means you don't need to rush. Within the influence of this great gravity, everything slows down to the point of almost standing still. You are stepping into a separate time bubble, a safe shelter protected by the laws of physics, where the hustle of the outside world cannot reach. The event horizon, the absolute soundproof wall. Every black hole has an invisible boundary line surrounding it, called by scientists the event horizon. In textbooks, it is described as the point of no return, but in our sleep journey, let's consider it the border wall of peace. Imagine the event horizon like the edge of a giant but calm waterfall. Above the waterfall, you can still swim upstream. But once you drift past this edge, you let go completely to fall inside. No need to try anymore. For light and sound, the event horizon acts as the most absolute soundproof wall in the universe. Any signal, any noise, any chaotic image of the outside universe when passing this line is kept forever. Nothing from the inside can escape to disturb the outside universe, and more importantly, the noise of the outside cannot penetrate inside. The spatial structure of the black hole automatically creates an eternal bedroom. Once you are there, you are completely separated. It is the ultimate privacy that no place on Earth can offer. Matter does not fall straight into the black hole immediately like a stone falling into a well. Instead, clouds of cosmic gas and dust rotate around the mouth of the hole, forming a brilliant structure called the accretion disk, also known as the night light of the universe. You can visualize it like a giant Ferris wheel of light, rotating slowly before stopping. Due to extreme friction between gas layers when moving at speeds close to light, this ring heats up and shines brilliantly. it hugs the deep darkness in the center. In 2019, the Event Horizon Telescope captured the first image of this ring surrounding black hole M87 Quola. It appeared as a warm orange halo. For us, it is like a giant nightlight of the universe. It emits light for the last time, a gentle farewell of matter before all sinks into deep and eternal sleep inside the darkness. That light reminds us that even at the edge of the abyss, warmth is always present. If an observer standing very far away, safe on a spaceship, looks at you drifting towards the black hole, they will see a strange but poetic illusion. They see you never disappear. Instead, they see you gradually turn deep red. Science calls this gravitational redshift, but you can understand simply, light is becoming tired. When light photons try to escape the huge gravitational pull of the black hole to fly towards the observer, they lose energy, like an exhausted mountain climber. When losing energy, the light wavelength is stretched out, shifting from white to yellow, then to pale red, like the color of an eternal sunset that never fades. At the same time, your movement in the viewer's eyes will slow down, until you seem to freeze completely at the edge of the black hole. In the eyes of the universe, you never die, nor do you ever disappear. You simply stop. You become a statue of rest, preserved forever at the boundary of time and space. The lowest song of the universe. We often think cosmic vacuum is completely silent because there is no air to transmit sound. But black holes are not completely silent. In 2003, NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory detected sound waves emitting from a supermassive black hole located in the center of the Perseus galaxy cluster, 250 million light-years from us. Pressure waves from this black hole propagate through the cloud of hot gas surrounding it, creating a real musical note. But that is not a note the human ear can hear. Scientists identified it as B-flat, but it is 57 octaves lower than middle C on a piano. To help you visualize, a normal piano key has a frequency of several hundred vibrations per second, while the note of this black hole has a vibration cycle of once every 10 million years. This is the lowest, deepest, and most patient sound ever discovered in human history. This low humming sound carries energy, keeping the surrounding gas clouds always warm and stable, preventing them from collapsing too quickly to create new stars. The black hole, in its own way, is singing a lullaby lasting billions of years to soothe its own galaxy, maintaining a calm order amidst chaos. And now, let your mind drift along that invisible note, away from the black hole, to come to the nurseries of the stars. There are planets drifting freely in eternal darkness. We often assume that every planet must orbit a star. But in reality, the universe is full of nomads, rogue planets. These are worlds pushed out of their solar system from the very beginning due to gravitational chaos. Now they drift alone in the space between stars. On these worlds, there is no sunrise to wake everything up, no daytime noise. Only eternal night and a starry sky that never turns off. But this loneliness is not as cold as you think. Scientists believe that their thick atmosphere or surface ice layer acts as a perfect insulating blanket, retaining heat from the planet's core. These planets are the introverts of the universe. They avoid the noise and scorching heat of stars, drifting in absolute freedom, enjoying a sleep never disturbed by light. Beneath the ice of distant moons are deep oceans. Right in our solar system, moons like Europa of Jupiter or Enceladus of Saturn are hiding calm secrets. From the outside, they are just white, cracked, and cold ice balls, but data from the Cassini probe shows that beneath that ice shell, tens of kilometers thick, are vast liquid water oceans. Water here is not warmed by the sun, but by tidal force. When the moon orbits the parent planet, gravity squeezes its core, generating heat from the inside. Imagine the feeling of resting in that ocean. You are enveloped by a 20 kilometers thick ice layer, a great shield blocking all noise and cosmic radiation. In complete darkness and the warmth of the water, it is the safest place. Like returning to the primal state in the womb. Some planets have rain made of diamonds. On Earth, rain brings wetness. But on icy giant gas planets like Neptune or Uranus, the atmosphere creates a different kind of rain, jewel rain. Atmospheric pressure here is so great it can force carbon atoms in methane gas to separate and crystallize into the hardest form of matter, diamond. Tons of diamonds are forming in the skies of these planets right now. They fall like a slow rain. Visualize a rain not wet, no pattering sound. Just billions of sparkling gems falling silently through dense cloud layers, sinking gradually into the planet's core and resting there forever. A treasure the universe hides for itself in stillness. There are planets where sunset is eternal. Some planets orbit their stars at a very close distance, causing them to be tidally locked. One side is always a scorching day, the other side is always a freezing night. But at the boundary between day and night, there is a narrow strip of land called the Terminator Line. Here, the sun always lies looming on the horizon. It never rises higher, nor does it ever set. That is the land of eternal sunset. The light here is always gentle reddish-orange, the temperature mild. If you are there, time seems to stop at the most beautiful moment of the day. You will never have to worry about dawn coming or night ending. Only an afternoon stretching forever, lulling you into a peaceful sleep. Giant storms can spin for centuries. On Jupiter, there's a storm called the Great Red Spot that has been spinning for over 300 years. Unlike storms on Earth that usually dissipate when hitting land, storms on gas planets have no solid surface for friction. They float freely. Although the wind inside moves at terrible speeds, looking from space, they look like giant eyes, calm and majestic. They spin like ceramic plates with perfect spiral patterns. Their existence is proof of a durable type of energy. Once started, it just continues, stable and floating among the clouds, needing no refueling, unhindered. We often associate stars with fire and extremely high temperatures, but paradoxically, they all begin life in the coldest places of the universe. Visit the giant molecular clouds, also known as nebulae. These are star nurseries spanning tens of light years. According to physical principles, for a star to form, this gas cloud must be extremely cold, only about 10 degrees Kelvin. That is minus 263 degrees C. Why? Because temperature creates chaotic motion, pushing matter particles apart. Only in bone-chilling cold and absolute stillness is gravity strong enough to overcome thermal pressure, to gently pull atoms together, condense, and kindle new life. Darkness is a prerequisite for the birth of light. The famous images from the Hubble or James Webb telescopes of the pillars of creation look majestic like stone towers, but in reality, they are pitch-black gas dust cocoons. Inside, protostars are sleeping for millions of years, slowly accumulating matter before waking up. This reminds us, resting in darkness is not a waste of time. It is the most necessary preparation for shining. Death turns into diamond, white dwarf. Not every star ends its life with noisy explosions. Stars of average mass, gentle like our sun, will choose a much gentler and more magnificent ending. After billions of years of shining, when thermonuclear reactions run out, the star will not explode. it simply breathes a final long sigh. It sheds its outer gas layers into the universe, forming a brilliant glowing halo called a planetary nebula. These gas layers drift away in the shapes of butterflies or giant hourglasses. What remains in the center is the bare core of the star, now called a white dwarf. It is tiny, only the size of Earth, but extremely dense. Over time, over billions more years, this white dwarf will gradually cool down. As the temperature drops, the carbon and oxygen in its core will undergo a phase transition. They will crystallize. Carbon atoms will arrange into a lattice crystal structure under extreme pressure. Basically, the dead star will turn into a giant diamond floating in the void. Astronomers have found such stars, for example, star BPM 37093. It is an eternal, cold, and luxurious monument to the light it once emitted. Neutron star, the roundest object in the universe. If a star larger than the Sun, but not large enough to become a black hole, dies, its core will collapse into a neutron star. This is the densest object in the universe that we can observe. Imagine compressing the mass of 500,000 Earths into a sphere only as wide as a small city, about 20 kilometers. Gravity at the surface of a neutron star is terribly strong, about 200 billion times Earth's gravity. This pull flattens everything. No mountain can be higher than a few millimeters on its surface. Therefore, a neutron star is the smoothest and most geometrically perfect object in the universe. Its crust is billions of times harder than any steel or diamond. The order, compression, and absolute discipline of physics here create a beauty of simplicity. No superfluous details, no protrusions, just a perfect sphere spinning steadily in the dark, emitting precise radio beams like a cosmic clock. We are Stardust, stellar nucleosynthesis. This is the most important part of the story tonight. A physical fact that has been proven, not a literary metaphor. The early universe after the Big Bang had only simple hydrogen and helium gas. So where did the calcium in your bones come from? Where did the iron making your blood red come from? Where did the oxygen you are breathing come from? They were not born naturally. They were cooked in the nuclear furnace at the center of giant stars through the process of nucleosynthesis. When these stars exploded into supernovae, the extreme heat of the explosion forged these heavy elements and released them throughout the galaxy. Billions of years passed. That cloud of ash condensed to form the Earth and form you yourself. Every atom in your body, from skin, hair, to the beating heart, was once part of a brilliant star that died long ago. In a literal sense, you are a star that has cooled down, waking up to look back at the universe. So, when you feel tired, heavy, remember that your body is actually ancient matter of the universe seeking rest. You are not small. You are the 13 billion year history of the universe lying on this bed. Allow those tired stardust grains to return to a state of stillness as in the beginning. You belong here. You belong to the night sky. Space is not empty at all. Cosmic web. When looking at photos of the deep universe, we see brilliant galaxies like islands of light floating in a pitch-black ocean. We often think the space between them is completely empty, but in reality, that space is full of invisible secrets. Cosmologists have mapped what is called the cosmic web. This is a giant structure covering the entire observable universe. It is woven by dark matter and thin gas filaments. Like giant invisible spider webs, they connect galaxies together across millions of light years. Along these filaments, hydrogen gas flows slowly like calm rivers, pouring into galaxies to nourish the formation of new stars. This brings a deep sense of comfort. The universe is not disjointed or lonely. Even in the darkest and coldest void, there is still a silent connection. You are part of this great vascular system, always anchored and connected to the whole. Bauer's void, the loneliest place in the universe. Contrary to the dense web are voids. These are areas in space where matter density is extremely low, almost an absolute vacuum. The most famous is the Buddha's void, a giant sphere 330 million light-years wide. It is so vast that if our galaxy were located in the center of this void, humans would not have known of the existence of any other galaxies until the 1960s, when telescopes were powerful enough to see through that darkness. It is a vast night sea, where darkness reigns supreme. There, the probability of collision is zero. No chaos, no noise of birth and death. Only a stillness stretching over millions of centuries. It is the necessary silence in the symphony of the universe. Like rests in a piece of music, this void allows space to breathe, to expand, and to rest. The gentle collision of galaxies. In the universe, galaxies frequently move closer to each other due to gravity. But when two galaxies collide, it is not like two cars crashing into each other making a loud noise. That is a misunderstanding. The distance between stars in a galaxy is immense. If the sun were a ping-pong ball in Hanoi, the nearest star would be another ping-pong ball all the way in Japan. So when two galaxies meet, they actually drift through each other like two smoke clouds interleaving. Stars rarely collide directly. They drift past each other in silence. Instead of destruction, they perform a slow gravitational dance lasting hundreds of millions of years. Gravity will gently stretch their spiral arms, creating new, softer shapes. Gas and dust will mix, and finally, the two galaxies will merge into a larger galaxy, usually a rounder and calmer elliptical shape, like an elliptical galaxy. Chaos, if looked at from the human timescale, is a graceful dance of unity on the cosmic scale. No pain, only transformation to become greater. Light is the ghost of the past. When you lie in bed and look through the window at the night sky, you do not see the present. You are seeing the past. Light has a limited speed. Light from the moon takes 1 second to reach your eyes. Light from distant stars takes years, centuries, even millions of years to reach Earth. What you see tonight is the image of the universe when it was younger. There are stars you see twinkling there that may have actually died and extinguished thousands of years ago. But their last light is still diligently crossing space to greet you tonight. The night sky is a natural time machine, a museum preserving memories. It reminds us that in the universe, nothing truly disappears immediately. Energy, light, and the story of every object continue the journey through space and time, bringing its presence to the future. The universe is expanding and becoming quieter. Look at the most panoramic picture. Our universe is not standing still. It is expanding. Since the Big Bang, space has continuously stretched in all directions. Galaxies are drifting further apart. The distance between islands of light is getting bigger. Scientists call this the expansion of the universe. But in the language of sleep, you can imagine. The universe is exhaling. After an inhalation full of energy at the beginning, now the universe is exhaling a long, slow, and endless breath. Energy is being spread out into a larger space. Matter density decreases. Everything is becoming sparser, more open. Thermal equilibrium, entropy, is the destination of peace. In physics, there is a law called the increase of entropy. This is often understood as chaos, but from another perspective, maximum entropy is the state of absolute peace. Temperature will level out. Energy will be distributed evenly. No more explosions, no more pressure differences, no more storms. In a very distant future, the universe will enter the era of heat death, also known as Big Freeze. It sounds sad, but in reality, it is a state of perfect rest. The universe will become a flat pool of water, ripple-free, cold, and silent. That is the final destination of all matter, permanent rest after billions of years of ceaseless activity. Now, our journey has reached the end. You have passed through black holes where time stops. You have dived into warm underground oceans beneath layers of ice. You have witnessed stardust grains crystallizing into diamonds in silence. And you have seen the whole universe slowly sinking into sleep. Let all those magnificent images form a heavy, soft blanket covering your mind. Let the peace of vast space into your chest. This universe has existed for 13.8 billion years. It is patient. It does not rush, and you don't need to rush either. The tiny troubles of today, the petty worries of tomorrow, they are too small compared to the eternity we just passed through. They cannot touch you in this safe zone. Feel the gravity of Earth hugging your back, like how a black hole hugs light. Feel the silence of the event horizon closing behind you, separating you from the noisy world out there. The door is closed. You are inside the safe zone. You are stardust resting. You are part of the breath of the universe. You are drifting in the gentle river of time that has been stretched out endlessly. If you are still awake, remember that the stars out there are still watching over you. There will always be new journeys waiting for you whenever you want to wander. But now, allow yourself to let go. Power off all thoughts, freeze all emotions, merge into the gentle darkness, drift away, and sleep well.